My name is Lachey Butler, and allow me to reintroduce myself. A lot of people don't know that I am a beautician, a cosmetologist, and I just want to let you guys know who I am. And when this happened, so many of my peers are like, when did you become a cosmetologist? You do hair, all this stuff, and you guys will never believe everything I went through on the way there, what I found out, just how much God is connected to our plans in every single detail of your life. So this video is for the person that I used to be. This is for the people that are where I used to be in life, and even the people that are currently trying to sustain the land that they are currently in. So I am Lachey Butler. I am a cosmetologist. I graduated beauty school 6 years ago. So many of my peers are wondering, when the heck did this happen? I'm here to tell you the full story. I finished cosmetology school 6 years ago. First of all, after high school, I did not go to college. This is for those people that feel like they need to follow the status quo or need to follow society's suit when it comes to their life. Me personally, I knew where God was leading me. God gave me a vision of where He wanted me to go. And even if that didn't align with what everybody else thought I should be doing, or what the world thought I should be doing, what the world considered success was, I had to be okay with that. I had to be okay with people not understanding me. I had to be okay with me not understanding my journey myself sometimes. In that time, when I started beauty school, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to follow my creativity. I wanted to follow the arts. I had my own plan. I'm here to talk about following our own plan versus following God's plan. God did not endorse Lachey's plan. And Lachey was like a hamster on a wheel, trying to get to this vision that God showed me without following His strategies. This is something that's detrimental to getting to the vision. There were moments where I wanted to go the way that I wanted to go. It took me way longer, and I was on the way to nowhere. So I just went with the feeling. I just went with, my mom was just like, I think you would be great at this. My family always used to make me do their nails. I come from a family of beauticians, so it was like second nature, but it wasn't Lachey's will. But I said, okay. And I did it. Throughout school, I went through a lot of different challenges that caused me to take a little bit longer, and finally I finished. But when I finished, it was still not what I wanted to do. I'm a very passionate person. It needs to be burning in me. And us as people, we are stubborn. We want to do what we want to do. I spent years training for something that I wanted to do. Maybe down the line, God will open that door, but on the way to the vision, God prophesies to His prophets in part. He may show us a vision, but He will not show us everything that's going to happen on the way there. So it was just very important in the in-between time for me to seek God's face personally. In that time, I went and got certified to be a life coach, still having gone to school to be a beautician, finished that, and just working little jobs. And there were just so many supernatural things that happened that I knew God was with me on the way there. Like I was struggling. I was like, look, God, this does not look like anything you promised me, and this is not it. And one day He just spoke to me and He was like, I've given you too many gifts to be in this position. And I agreed. And I just felt like, God, where do I start? Like, what am I doing here? And He just told me to take the test. I took the test. He told me I was gonna pass. I didn't tell anybody that I was going to take this test. That's another thing. I heavily believe in just keeping what's sacred to you private until the whole world can see, like this. So I went and took the test. I passed it better than I thought, better than I wanted to, and it was this job waiting for me. But I was 1 foot in my old job, 1 foot in this new job. This was like a big city to me. Like this new job was like huge. You know, I was looking at it like, whew, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how much I'm gonna make. I don't know all the facts. But God was like, I need you to take a leap of faith. Because when I took that test, I was like, okay, God, you know, I did it. But no, he was like, quit that job and jump into this full time. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was meeting people that are great people. God says that your gift will bring you before great men. With me following this yes with God, I knew it was God because I had so many confirmations about it. Like people would watch me through the window at work and they would come in and stop me and be like, it's like watching a person perfect their craft. Like I can see that you're passionate about this. Like they can see the light of God. And before God sent me out, he encouraged me, like, let your light shine before men so that they may see your good work, so that they may glorify God. And I just want to tell you guys why the preparation is so important. So the preparation season, I didn't understand how much I needed the preparation season until I exited, until God actually pushed me out there. When it first started, I was like, I need more time, God. I used to be able to wake up with God when the sun came up to when the sun went down. My time with God decreased a lot. And that's another thing. You just want to make sure you are prepared for what you're asking for. What did the Pussycat Dolls say? They were like, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. You gotta make sure, because when you ask God for something, you might get that. And during the preparation season, I spent time in the unknown depths of myself. The times that I didn't know where I was going next, who's supposed to be with me, all these different things. It takes a lot of sacrifice. If you want to get to that vision, you have to be willing to surrender to God. Surrender your hopes, your dreams, your desires, surrender your friends, surrender your love life, surrender who you want to be completely. I had to dead my old self and who I thought I should be. I had to give God my yes, to surrender to him, to surrender who I wanted Lachey to be, to actually who God called Lachey to be. God called me to be, and he's called you to be so much higher than where we are right now. And we have to be willing to meet him there. We have to be willing to keep an open mind to what he is saying, because I had to be obedient. I had to let go of who he wanted me to let go of. I had to decline opportunities. I had to just be where he was and give him all of me in order to get to that vision. I think of The Alchemist. If anybody has ever read that book, he spends all this time trying to get to the personal legend. And in the end, he realizes the journey is the whole gift. Cherish the journey. This is where you can make the most mistakes. This is where you can change clothes as many times as you need to figure out who you are. This is the time to jump and fail. I tried so many different things, and although it was scared, it was a big jump for me at the time. I learned so much to get better, and that's what it's all about. God will never leave or forsake us in this journey of life. Wherever you are in this moment, I guarantee you God is right by your side to show you where he needs you to go, and he's not gonna come short when it comes to you. If he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And I'm no one special. God is no favors of people. So I go into this land and it's looking big. I would relate this to the promised land, you guys. This is the season God is ushering his people into the promised land. I wanted it to come quicker, but it popped up right in front of my face. And in this land, it's important that you allow God to renew your mind before you get there. Because there were certain moments in this land where anxiety tried to come over me. negative thoughts tried to come over me so that I wasn't thinking I was who I thought I was. Don't allow imposter syndrome to stop you from following your dreams. You are who God says that you are, and God will work with you. God will give you so much grace. Now give yourself so much grace where you are. It's okay. It's literally okay. You're not running out of time. We're not running out of time, because God is good and He's with us. So in this land, I had to believe in myself. You have to believe in yourself. You cannot let imposter syndrome take over you in this land. You cannot mess up the newness that God places you in. You have to take it by force. You have to say, no, I'm anointed for this. No, God is not a liar. He has called me to this. Yes, me, there's a spot for me right there. You gotta take it by force. I've learned out here in the world, I don't see that there is necessarily competition, because you have to always remember God has called me for this, and that's it. He will make sure that you get connected with your destiny partners. He'll make sure that you get connected with the right jobs. He'll make sure that the unseen is all taken care of and arranged, is something that I've noticed as well. And just the amount of people that I get to touch in the process, I didn't realize that much. I thought I would just be making women beautiful, giving them cute curls and everything like that, sending my vision out into the world that God gave me. But it's much more than that. There are women that get in my chair that just got a divorce, they just lost family, they're going through all types of things. And quickly, God started to use me in that atmosphere. He started telling me what to say to these people. He started having me ask them certain things that only He would know. It's just bigger than us. And God is going to send each one of His people out one by one, and He's going to appoint you where He needs you to go. I haven't seen Him fail in doing that. And just the amount of people's lives that He shows up in on a daily, just how much He loves His people is great, and it's not to be missed. There were moments where I thought I was gonna run out of time. I thought the vision was gonna outrun me. And I know it's so easy to feel like that. I just ran into someone last night that felt like that. It's a real feeling. And it took me years. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It took me years to speak to that mountain and for it to move. The mountains within me that was in my way of getting to where I need to go. Don't you think God already knows us? He already knows what we're gonna have to go through to get to where we're going. Don't rush. Be anxious for nothing. Be still and see the salvation of God. He won't fail us. We're fragile, we're fickle, we're weak. We can't do this without God. I'm just here to attest to you that God is good and that He is real and that He did it for me. I never thought I would even be outside of a regular kind of job that I was settling for. I don't mean that in a funny kind of way. When you settle in life, it's a real feeling. And I didn't know how I was gonna get to that vision with God. But I had to just take it. I had to say, forget what they think, forget what I think. I gotta take it how God said I should. On my way to do this thing, so on my way to actually take this leap of faith that God is asking me to take to be a cosmetologist, to be what I actually went to school for. My circumstances were upside down. I'm going to keep it real. And a lot of times we see people get to these places not knowing they kept their head down for 10 to 15 years. You see like people pop up and they're enjoying the fruits of their labor. You just don't know. They don't show what they went through on the way there. So the time that you're putting into your craft, how you're perfecting it, is completely normal. That's something that I learned. I was just like, look, am I supposed to get to the success in 1 to 5 years? No, it's okay. Take your time. But my circumstances were flipped upside down. I had nobody to trust but God. Nothing was looking pretty. I was like, look, I gotta stay where it's comfortable. This is what I know. You know, this is what I can predict will happen out of this. It's similar to how God split the Red Sea, and He was like, go ahead. A lot of us would have been like, look, I know you lying. But that's basically what God asked me to do. He split the sea and had me look at it and was like, walk over there. I didn't have another choice because I wasn't getting left behind. I would just like to end on this note. When you get to the vision, your desired vision, you gotta work hard to sustain that. It's not just gonna be all peaches and cream. You gotta work hard. You gotta use all that iron that God gave you in the preparation season, everything that He equipped you with, you gotta use that. You gotta apply yourself in excellency in the land. A lot of people talk about faith without works is dead. It's true. You really do have to work that thing. God will give you the directions, and if you ask Him, but your feet actually have to move, your hands actually have to move. It's not going to be easy. It's a steady working thing. A lot of people look at Usain Bolt, like his name lives on forever for the few seconds that he won that race, but nobody saw the hours, like the years of preparation that took him to get there. I want you to always remember that, and I will be dropping more content. I hope you all enjoyed. My name is Lachey Butler again, and you can find more videos here. Subscribe.